Hi guys, Scotty back again. We're going to part 2 of strip down at the rear end of the car. So I'll show you what my plan is of taking out of the car. It's going to be the rear Crossmember. There's something I was looking at and I just thought I'd show you. Let me just make sure I've got the keys so I won't get back in the house. Now then, under here, as you can see, I'm a Crossmember. This is what we're going to be taking out hopefully today, this old girl. A bit rusty as we know. Now, what I'm going to try and do when I put it back together is these bars are the ones I said. I've got to replace these. I've got new replacements in Germany. Now what I noticed is, don't think you can see up in there because it's too dark, so we'll look at this end. Is the bolt is going from here. So the bolt ahead is here, okay? Can you see? I don't know if you can see this very well. Let's try this end. No, it's because it's where it is. But anyway, the bolt, both sides, are going from here, okay? And the nut is in here. Now, you can actually get the bolt from this side. Now what I noticed is, if I want to just change this arm, as it is, I'm lucky because I've got to take everything out. But, if I just change these arms, the bolt, I'd have to take the fuel tank out. Or, rather than take all the suspension out, or take all the suspension off, drop this. Because the bolt won't come out. So what the idea is to put the bolt in from this side, and put the nut on that side. So bolt in here, nut on there, and I've got to make sure I try and do this. But hopefully I'll never have to change it. But it's just silly little things like that. So rather than take all the tank out to get her out, as I said, the nut's in this side and the bolt's on that side, so obviously they put the bolt in that way. Whether it's done by manufacturer or not, I don't know, because you know what it's like, they do these things and they put them together and then it's like, get on with it. But yeah, as I said, the bolt is actually up in there, the bolt head, but you can't really see it very well. But that's today's job, is to try and get this out. Possibly this plate, but the only thing is I might need help with this, because if whoever put this on there, as I said before, it's a piece of chrome, and you can see by some of the videos and pictures people have done. I mean, that's the heat shield that goes on there normally. This has been put on after thought, and there's a nut and bolt, so I've got to get to the nut inside. Whether I can jam it somehow and reach it, I don't know. But that's the other thing I wanted to do, but I don't know if I'm going to do this today. We'll wait and see. This nut and bolt is a bit seized, but I'm not too worried, because I can do that on the floor. Yeah, and then there's the fuel tank. I don't think we'll be getting that out today. If I can, it'd be lovely, but I don't think that's going to happen. And the fuel tank's got this little plate on it as well, which is going to have to be sorted. And then of course you go there. From there it's heat shield and that. We've got all the brake pipes and everything else to come off. These brackets here that I've bought, you've seen in a different video, I painted blue. They will be placed, but obviously I can't do much until I move my axle stands. That I've got to decide where I'm going to put them. I need to look under here and have a decision. What I wanted to do was get all these pipes off, petrol pipes and that first, so there's nothing in the way. Don't know if you can see them very well, but there's petrol pipes there. And there's my old cat coming under to give me a hand. He's my apprentice. He's going to get me some spanners, I expect. Look at him. It's just like he knows what's going on. Oh yeah, so let's have a look under here. What rust we got? But yeah, so that's the situation. That's what I want to do. I mean, them bars. Look at the state of that bar. It's just madness. Do be careful with it when you jack them up or whatever, because I said if you bend them, they are very hard to get unless you can find a nice scraper somewhere. But then, you don't really want to scrap these, do we? It's a case of trying to keep them. So yeah, I won't bore you anymore. We'll talk to you again soon, and we'll see how we're going on. I won't show you nut by nut and all that stuff, because I think that's a waste of time. So what we'll do is we'll show you a bit more as we go, because I said I can show you nut and bolt each piece, You know, I've done this bit, I've done that bit, there's a bolt coming out of here, but I don't think there's any point. I mean, if you have a look up here, you know, just to give you a little bit of a clue, there's one bolt there, there's another bolt there. Obviously this bar is stuck on here, on this one. I mean, I can take that off after because it's jammed up under there, and you know, it's going to be a lot of messing around trying to just get that out. As that is, I'm taking it off anyway. And I said we've got a bolt here, and then a bolt over here, there. So hopefully 4 bolts, and it all come out. That's the plan. Whether it's going to come off that easy, I don't know. But there you go. What we do is we'll speak to you in a bit. Thank you very much. And sorry, I'm just turning it around. Thank you very much. Hello, back again. Okay, so that's better. Look, I went bright. Crossmember. I've got her out. Let me show you. It's fairly rusty, but not as bad as I was expecting, to be honest. Now, the nuts and bolts I was on that were these. See, this wants to be ran the other way, really. So if ever you have to change the bushes or anything on them bars, as I showed you, you can get them out easier. The bottom tray, I got that off as well, the one I showed you. The heat tray that was with it, supposed to be held up with bolts. All it was doing was, this guy was anything holding it up. I'll show you the nuts underneath. So the other part of the heat shield, which is here, are held by these big nuts. And what happened is on the other one, is this is corroded away, and the nuts are actually still on there. So we've got to get them down. As you can see, surface rust still. I have given it a bit of a bang about, but it is surface rust. So I think I'm going to be pretty lucky. Up under here, look at these brake pipes. How rusted they are. You know, one up in there, look. And I said that's where the Crossmember fitted. Across there. So yeah, it's got a lot of surface rust. All this got to come down on the tank. But look at this. That one was a bit wet, that pipe up in there. This one was a bit wet, and obviously it's been leaking. I would say, be honest, I'd say it's probably since it's been off the road. But yeah, so we're getting there. The stepping down is happening. Now, I was asked a question at work. We talked about cars. Somebody's got an old Rover and that, Rover 100. They're doing work too, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm stuffing like down to nothing." He said, "Are you scared?" Scared? That's a bit of a weird thing. I said, "Well, I don't think so." But do you know what? When you look up under here and see what's coming off and all that, it's a bit nerve-wracking. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I can put it all back together. But I'll tell you what, it's starting to get nerve-wracking because things are coming off and it's looking quite bare. I've stuck cars before, but never this far. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting, really. It's a slow process. The other thing I'd suggest is loads and loads of photos. I am taking a lot of photos for myself, just to help. And I think the other major thing is remembering in what stages you take it off. So you put it all back in reverse. I mean, you read that in books, you read it everywhere, but it is essential, especially on a job like this, because this is a big major job. As I said, it looks like I took off a lot. I've only just started touching it. It's only touching the surface. I mean, I've got all the front end to do yet. There's heat shields underneath, there's brake pipes, pedal pipes, there's engine, gearbox, front suspensions, interior. Yeah, it's going to be a major job. What I will say is it worth it? Yeah. I mean, I've heard people saying, oh, that work and that rust and the age of the car, but I love this car. It's my pride and joy. I've told you a million times, it's my pride and joy. So yeah, the Joker will relive, and I will be calling her Joker. I don't think that name's ever going to go. She was known as a Joker when I bought her, by me, because it had a joke on the side, as you all know. And so yeah, she's the joker, and that's what she's always going to be known as. And I'll tell you what, the way it's going, she is joking me around, you know. So yeah, you know, there we go. We'll have one more quick look underneath before we come back. What I'll do is I'll show you some more with, I don't know how far I'm going to get today, but I'll certainly try and do a bit more, you know. I mean, this is all plastic. This is a weird old setup. I mean, it's like, oh, just a piece of pipe put in between. Obviously I guess they were like that, but it just look a bit weird pipe. It must have been that because it's got the bulge where the pipe goes over, but it just looks a bit weird to me. Yeah, so all the nuts and bolts, I mean, look at them, rusty. So we're going to have to start getting a lot of new nuts and bolts for it as well. But yeah, so she's coming apart, you know, as I said. Yeah, plenty of surface rust, plenty of surface rust. I'm lucky I've got the time to, you know, not the time, because it's going to take a lot of time, but I've got the, whatever it is to do it. I don't know what the word is. Oh, this has got to come off, the bumpers. I mean, they're all hanging off. Look at this. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible, really. But we will get there. So, heat shields off next. Get these little bolts off of here. These little nuts. I mean, you can see, that's the plate under there, look. Corroded. Absolutely had it. The old grommets are probably, don't know if they're sort of plastic. I don't know if I'll be replacing them. If I can get them, I probably will. Yeah. So plenty of surface rust under here. I think, I'm lucky I'm doing this, because I think there are a couple of years and we could be in trouble. I mean, look at this, the paint's coming off. Okay, so we'll bore you no more. We'll speak to you again soon. Bye. Okay, okay then guys. How far have we got? Well, we've done quite well. We've got the Crossmember out today. I think my face is black actually. Got the Crossmember out, fuel tanks out, so we're quite ahead. I'm not going to be doing much more today. It's going to rain. But I think we've done really well. I will show you now. This is where the fuel tank was. Good beauty these cars. I mean, the later cars like Ford Focus Mark 1 and all those, when you take the sender unit out of the fuel tank, which my father-in-law's went, and it's an electric pump which is in the top of the tank, you have to take the tank out. At least on the Mondeo, you've got the old rubber bung fits in here that goes underneath the car seat. You've got the two pipes to feed in the return, which are there. Fuel filter's there. Let me just turn that back up there. Oh, that was a bit down. So yeah, fuel tank's out, as you can see. Got us member, as we already said. Excuse me. This guy got to come down. But yeah, and there's rust right as well. You can judge for yourself. She ain't bad at all. Not bad at all. Now focus a little bit. It takes a second to see the focus. So yeah, pretty pleased actually. I think, you know, this is the right time to do her, and I'm definitely going to be able to save her. Yeah, a lot of work to be done, but nowhere near as much as it could have been. As I said, we've got to get all this treated, you know. And the pipes, I can't believe how rusty they are, you know what I mean? I mean, they'll go up underneath the tank. I mean, look at this one. You know, oh, it's out of focus again. Let me just see if it come back in. Oh, hang on, if I got there, look, and get the outside light away. See how rusty it is? I mean, that is terrible. You know, and the pipe comes up around there, look, it's rusty. And it goes just here and it's not so rusty. And then it comes on that side and there it is again, rusty. But yeah, I don't know. That's where the old sock goes, look. So, yeah guys, really pleased. I am really pleased. So, and then the next things would be the fuel pipes, brake pipes. As I say, this, I don't know what you call this, the breather. That's got to come off. and then we're getting pretty close to the back end, and then we've got these, oh, hang on, see if I get out of the daylight. I think that's what it is the light from the outside. And then what we've got to do is move the axle stands and then get these guys out. There's a mountain in there in the mountain, so this guy will come out there, and the one on the opposite side, these mountains. And as I say, you know, we're pretty well getting close to the back end stripped, and then it's not sure yet which way I'm going to go around it, but then obviously we've got to get to the front, and we've got to get the front end out, which I've got to get something to go underneath the back with wheels so I can turn around. You know, we'll be doing that in a bit later. So I say the handbrake cables obviously is, well, I say obvious, it's not obvious, but that's the handbrake cable. They both go into the back of the floor there, and then underneath that heat shield is the front brake cable that joins there. We will have a look at that another day. Yeah, so I'm pretty pleased so far. Whether I'm going to take them mountains off today, I don't think I will be. I think I'll have to make that another day. I think we've come quite a long here. So yeah, and I say rest wise, well, you know, it's quite a bit up here where the tank was, but it's not gone through, it's just all surface rust. So really, really pleased. There you go. I'm going to lubricate these bolts up, because this is obviously the seatbelt mounts, and there's one on the outside there, and they're going to have to be lubricated up, because I don't think they're going to come out very easy, of course. And then we can get it stripped. I think sometimes the easier part is stripping it. You know, I think sometimes the easiest part is stripping it, and then we've got to try and put it all back together. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is I was a bit shocked with the Crossmember bolts, especially two of them, weren't very tight. I was quite surprised. Whether it's been off before or not, I don't know, but it's been a few bolts under here that are, as we would say, a bit looser than I would have liked. So it does worry me a little bit, but you know, but what can you do? It's all going to go back, all be torqued up properly, you know, and it's going to be gorgeous. I know I say 2 years, but I'll tell you what, looking at her, it's well worth waiting, and she's going to come back like new. As I said, with my own custom parts on it and that, but she'll be back. So yeah, what else are we going to do today? I think I'll probably take the mounts off today. Trouble is, you put these jobs off, don't you, and you think, oh, I'll do it next time, but you know, should you take it to next time? I mean, it ain't going to be that difficult to do, I don't think. I've only got to put the... No, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to call it a day today, and then I'll come back, and then I'll start taking the brake pipes, petrol pipes off, and then we'll move the axle stands, take the mountains off, take the handbrake cables off, the heat shield, the handbrake cables, and we'll go from there. I think sometimes, you know, you do need a rest, but bolts come up pretty easy. Some I said were a bit loose, some were extra tight. So do be careful if you take anything off cars and you put them back on. Do make sure you sort of torque them up and make them tight, because I mean, torque settings are in the books. Just worries me, because I say the subframe was a bit loose really. I mean, it was on there, but it didn't do a lot of stuff to undo the bolts, so it does worry me a little bit in that sense. But I ain't got to worry about it no more, because I said I'm stripping it down and rebuilding it. So yeah, I think I'm waffling a little bit really, but never mind. As I said, I'm really pleased, really pleased. I've seen cars being scrapped for less than this. I know they're pain in the backside when they keep going wrong, you know, and you look there and you think, oh, I took the cylinder head off this one, and I think, oh, what a lot of work. But it depends what it's worth to you. She's really worth it. I mean, as I said to you before, you know, I was talking to people at work and they say, you scared? I wasn't, so I started taking all the parts off. But there again, you just got to think about it and put it back and take loads and loads of photos. That's one of the main things. Someone else said to me, well, in fact they both did, they said, thing is, at the end of the day, say you spent thousands on it, what's it worth at the end of the day? To me, thousands is priceless, so it's well worth doing. Everybody got their own opinions. How much is it going to cost me to do it? I don't know. Am I going to keep a total of how much it's going to cost me? That's the other question I was asked. Do you know what? No, I'm not. I know what parts are costing me. I know I'm buying parts cheap as I can. Not every part's going to be cheap, I know that. I mean, them back arms I told you come from from Germany. They weren't exactly cheap. Did I need them? Yeah, I did. So I had to pay the price. Some things I don't have to pay the price. Yeah, I get that. Some parts are cheaper. Respray, whatever I'm going to do with the bodywork and the chassis, and then the resprays, is that going to be cheap? No, it's not going to be cheap. Is it worth it? Yeah. Is it going to be more than the car's worth? More than likely. And as I said, am I going to keep a check of the price? No, I'm not. It's not about the price. It's about getting it done. I think in the way, if you start thinking about the price, say it cost me, I don't know, say a car costs you £6,000 or 10 grand or whatever to do up. Is it worth the money? What's the car worth to you? What is it worth to you? You know, my wife Grace says, you know, have you ever considered about getting a later car? Yeah, I have. I drove later cars, you know, and she's got a Series 1 BMW, and do I like them? Yeah, I like them. Is it me? Nah, this is me. This is, you know, this is my pride and joy. So, you know, when you think about it, let's say money, is it going to cost you a lot of money? Yeah, it is. Is it worth it? Yeah, it is. It is to me. So always think about it, you know. Is the car worth it to you? You know, you stand and you think, I spent this much on it, is it worth any more? Sometimes it is. I mean, my box of Safira cost me a fortune. I scrapped it in the end. Kept going on. But anyway, waffling on, this is the rebuild, this is what I'm doing to her, you know, and I said I'll keep you updated as we go. So I said it's gone dull again. I think it's going to rain. It's been raining this morning, it had dried up, so that's why I come out here, but I think I'm going to call it a day today. And then we'll get on it again next weekend, and as I said, we'll see what else we can do. As I said to you, and I keep saying it, you know, the back mounting's got to come off, the arms and weight cables, you know, but rust wise, I'm really pleased rust wise, because it's nowhere near as much as I expected. I was scared to start stripping it down, because the problem is you don't know how much welding's going to want doing. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it's not going to want much welding, but it certainly wants a lot of work, you know. But am I loving it? Yeah, I'm loving it. Loving it. So we'll speak to you again soon. Do subscribe at the bottom, like, you know, subscribe. Any comments, you know, can you help me? Can you tell me any advice? Anything I can tell you? But one thing I will say again, and I keep saying it, take loads and loads of pictures, because that's what I'm doing, and I think that's going to really work, because you need pictures. So anyway, bye for now.